Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is Consumers Daily Show, where we believe advertising is awesome, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the wild web today. It is Monday, July 20th, 2026, in the year of our Lord, just one day before .dev begins. We're coming to you live in a living color from a beautiful yet undisclosed location hidden in the Austin, Texas hills. We're brought to you by Slash, Rocked, After Sale, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Tie, Trend Track, Rich Panel Intelligence, Northbeam, Seguno, and Postscript. And boy, have we got a jam-packed show for you today. TikTok Shop is cannibalizing agencies? What is this? They have a new managed service that they are offering, and I'm really not sure about the economics and mechanics of it. We are going to dive into it. Halfday, everyone's beloved tea in a can, is now getting sued for apparently having 3x the amount of sugar that is proposed on the label. But is this really a big deal? 3 grams, 9 grams. I don't know about it at all. We'll see. Meta, deep funnel optimization. Apparently, we are designing for AI first. Rob Kladnick has the deets for us. And Hyundai High is not trying to get people to check out quickly. Actually, they want them to linger. We're going to dive into it. We're going to be joined by Will Critcher, CMO of Key Sparkling Water today, as well as Samir Balwani, CEO of Query. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Dougherty. Colin, get inside of this show.
Oh, Canada,
we stand on guard for thee. That was my best Royal Mountie, Oh Canada.
Beautiful.
Impression.
I have a tear. I have a tear right here.
I want to sing Oh Canada to close tomorrow's live stream from the floor at .dev in Toronto, Canada. I want us to have our cowboy rendition of Oh Canada and finish the stream that way. I think that would be a great way to close things out. If you don't know, Colin and I are on our way to Toronto directly after this show. I will be racing to the airport, and I cannot wait for .dev. We are going to be joined here at the front of the show by the one and only Chase Mohseni. Producer Jack, is Chase with us? Is he here? Now he is here. We must bring him inside of this show. The one and only Chase Mohseni. Get in here, Chase. Get it. Oh.
Guys, we are wired with internet.
I can't tell. I can't tell.
Really?
Can't tell. Bro.
Really?
Bro, that video may be the worst I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! We failed.
No, it might work. It might work.
It might work. Is it getting better? Is it slightly
I think it's
better?
it's like booting up. It's like
that makes no sense. That makes no sense because everything else is super fast this morning.
There may be like some kind of like filter on the camera. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's I will say you are as handsome as ever. You are as handsome as ever.
Yeah,
and
that's the filter.
That's maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's so handsome. Maybe you're so handsome that the video feed is coming through Nintendo DS style. But we move forward here, and we appreciate you making the time to join us, sir, here at the front of the show on a Monday, this day of days. And top story, the current thing is TikTok Shop now eating the agencies that have helped grow it to its momentum and place and space inside of our game. This story comes to us by way of Business Insider. I want to give us all a few deets here and then get some reactions from both of you gentlemen. TikTok is now rolling out a new pilot program where it will run most shop operations for some sellers. Okay, TikTok is jumping into the driver's seat as it looks to grow its e-commerce business. Companies rolling out a new managed service program in the U.S. will give it much more control over the performance of some of its e-com sellers. Companies currently seeking participants for a pilot program in which it will oversee most all aspects of merchant shop business, including marketing, running automated ads, testing creatives through its GMV Max tool, optimizing product listings, hiring creators, creating content, including, very interestingly, hundreds of AI-generated videos. Sellers will still be responsible for getting products listed on shop and sending free samples to influencers. But that's basically it.
Oof.
Enrolling in the program, here's some deets here. Enrolling in the program costs sellers a $10,000 flat fee. So that sounds like a one-off, plus 10 to 20% commission per sale, depending on a brand's product category per the documentation. Programs open to both the U.S. sellers and foreign companies that sell in the U.S. TikTok did not respond to a request for comment. Interesting approach here. As you know, rolling out a managed service, it is the TikTok Shop agencies that have been a vast part of growing said platform and introducing it to brands, saying there is really opportunity here. Company has leaned heavily on those third-party partners to get its U.S. e-com biz off the ground since launching in 2023. Managed service set to kick off in August and is the latest in a series of recent changes within the shop ecosystem. We'll start here with you, Colin Dougherty. Your thoughts on this? Do you like or do you not? Is this great? Is TikTok going to make a big pile of money, or is this going to come to bite them in the rear end?
Yeah, I absolutely hate this. I will say on top of this, I don't like the idea of basically gobbling up 20% of your margin out of the gate. I think you could probably just find another agency instead in the interim, instead of giving up 20% of your margin to TikTok back to them. I love the fact that they put in here too that the seller is still going to be responsible for product listing. It's like, if I'm giving you 20% of my net margin, brother, you better push that thing through. I shouldn't even have to hear about the product listings. What are we even talking here? You better say, yes, sir, the product listings are live within 2 minutes. I'm giving you 20% margin on my business, and you're saying, maybe. I don't know. The seller's still got to figure out that product listing piece, which is undoubtedly super annoying inside of the actual TikTok shop experience. I don't know if anyone's tried to do it. It's extremely annoying and cumbersome, and approvals take a while. If I'm giving you 20%, there better be a text that says green light done. They're approved. Like that's just bananas that they would still be somewhat pretty selfish with all of this.
Chase Mohseni, the economics here, the play. Do you like it? Does this bite them as they try to roll out this managed service when so many agencies have helped them along the way?
Well, first, +1, fucking hate it. You don't bite your partners in the ass like that. I think if you think about it from what they're trying to do, speaking as someone who's rolling out a managed service because like the signal leads into it, I think they're trying to understand how they can better serve their product with their customers because it's still such a new thing. And so many people, like I just did a talk with Social Snowball with like Shireen and Phoenix and Cam from Portland Leather about GMV Max. And it's still kind of a wild west. And so I think what they're trying to do is bring it in-house so that they can get some more signal to give to their product team.
Interesting.
So why I don't like how they're doing the economics of it is if this is meant to, use my version of this, which is, hey, we want to make this product better. You should be giving this away relatively for free to get as much data signal as possible and get as many people who are going to be net promoters. Because think about it this way. If you're paying, say, 3% margin on this and it's like a 1K, 2K flat fee, you're telling people, everyone about this, everyone's jumping on, and actually agencies are screwed. But you see this, you got to do some of the work, and then you're giving up, say call it like blended 15% margin on this. Why am I doing this? Because I have to now create more content. I have to you've essentially said, hey, look, now you have to go and do all this other shit and still give us a shitload of money. So I'm not a fan of this in general. Because I don't think they couched it the right way. Like it's not actually a good way to sell this. If they sold this in like hey, it's a pilot program, it's a beta, we're gonna, we need a few things just from you to lean in, but they're not doing that. They're essentially saying like, hey, you're gonna play on our field and we're gonna charge you a bag and we're not actually gonna do that much work. So not
crazy.
Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan.
Like not even giving us like additional things, like not even giving us like extra features or like giving us exclusive beta features as a result. Just like basically raw eating into margin.
Well, so it's the margin piece that scares me here. So we all know anybody, Jordan West as an example, who is goated in TikTok shop will come on here and tell you like, hey, you need to be prepared to lose money. You need to be prepared to lose money for a while. And we're going to hit a blitzkrieg of content creators, etc. And you're going to get so much reach. Impression is going to be awesome. You're going to get so much creative. And also you need to be prepared to lose money for 3 to 6 months. Based on the current economics of the situation. Now, and the why am I losing money? Because you have to recruit creators. You have to recruit creators. You're not recruiting customers, you're recruiting creators who then get the customers for you. And you got to give them a big chunk. Now, TikTok's going to come in and they're going to take like blended 15% on top of all that. And maybe what they comment on here, maybe their work is really good. They're going to oversee almost all the aspects, including marketing. Okay, they're going to do the automated ads. They're going to test creatives through its GMV max. So they're going to optimize product listings. They're going to hire creators. They're going to get me AI generated this. Maybe all of this is awesome. But just the piece of them taking an additional 15%, like how much farther out does that extend my actually being able to be profitable on the channel? Does that make it 9 months? Does that make it 12 months? Does it ever make it possible? It seems to me like, hey, we'll take this off your hands. We're probably better at it than you are, but I'm just going to end up owing them more money at the end of the day than I would if I was working with somebody else in the space like Jordan West or working with Zane over at Zaneth Agency, etc. And to be honest, because they are a platform, I don't really trust them to run my thing. I don't really trust them to run my thing. I trust like a person that I know who's been working with the biggest and brightest brands on the internet in our communities in North America. That's who I trust to run this thing up. I don't necessarily just want to hand it over to TikTok and say, please handle this for me so that I don't have to look at it. It makes me nervous.
They also haven't priced it in a way where it's like, so for instance, Shopify has all these built-in tools, right? So those built-in tools are not for big companies. They're for the starter companies who say, look, I get it all in one solution. And then when they outgrow kind of the quality of Shopify's tools, they can go to a Klaviyo, they can go to work with a Northbeam or a Triple Whale or something like that, where they have graduated into that. Same thing goes, like there's plenty of these that go out there and do that. Like Facebook is trying to roll out all of their image gen models and all of this kind of stuff. Beginners are going to use them, right? Because it's like, oh, it's built in. I could just create an ad right here.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to hit a ceiling where they're like, dude, I got to go and actually talk to professionals about this.
Yeah.
And I want to actually get creative. It's funny. One thing we've been doing, and this is not a plug or anything, it's more of just we found that people, even though they're using these models, there's all these snake oil salesmen saying, hey, you can build a pipeline of creative. What they come in, they're saying, hey, we like what you do. We want to create our own things, but we'd like you to also create some stuff for us. Can you create this much on a monthly basis? People want to work with people that have signal. They don't want to work with you. You're going to charge them 10 G's and 15% vig on top of all of that stuff, especially if you're the platform who is incentivized to make all these things and put everything in a black box. So yes, I think providers will still win here. There is going to never not be platform distrust. These are just necessary evils in growing your business. And that's not a bad thing. I think we all here love ads, but the platforms are going to optimize for themselves.
I think that
fight the dying of the light, that Dylan Thomas poem. So I don't like it at all. Long live agencies.
I think they should take a page out of your book and what they're doing over there, Chase. I think you want to get more signal and want to do something in-house. I totally get that. Make it really winsome. Make it an offer that people can't refuse. This one is really easy for me to refuse. It's super easy. No, thank you. No, let somebody else be that kind of guinea pig from whom you take 20% off the top, in addition to what I'm paying creators, in addition to all of the fleas, blah, 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 blah. I think they need to take a page out of your book. I will say right now, Chase, your video looks great. It looks great.
Let's go.
Which I'm very happy about. I don't know. I think your transmission of knowledge affected the video, and we are back, and I am here for it. Let us move forward to stories of the day. Before we do, a word from our sponsor, the one and only Northbeam. Go ahead, producer Jack. If you're in the ads manager all day long, you know the problem. Every platform takes credit. Every dashboard tells a different story. Meta says this, TikTok says that, Shopify says I made this much, I spent that much. Sometimes it's hard to know which ad platform is telling the truth. Northbeam fixes this with their own proprietary data. Starting from the actual purchase, rebuilding the customer journey from real orders, real clicks, real verified ad views, and then pushing that measurement back into the ad platform so they optimize on what's actually driving your revenue, not what those platforms assume is driving your revenue. Start measuring what was previously unmeasurable. Go to northbeam.io, book your demo today. And we are back. What do you think of that, Chase Mohseni? Do you like that? Do you like that little, let's see, just testing. We're constantly testing on the show. You fan of that? Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan.
We'll see.
Yeah.
More show is what we are after, sir. Top story of the day here. I mean, of our stories of the day. Halfday now being sued. And I hate to see this. We've actually had some of their investors here on this show. This tweet comes to us by way of Robert Friend, friend of the show, Rob. New false advertising class action alleges that Halfday prebiotic drinks have 3 times the amount of sugar listed on the label. Now, I know that sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot at first, okay? But just remember, we got 3 grams of sugar here on this label. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying that. Okay. Well, apparently a few 1, 2 cans. I don't know. Something slipped out with 9 grams. Okay. 3 grams. And he's highlighting here inside of the suit that has been brought forth. He's got it linked in the comments, but the promise was false is what he has highlighted here. Independent laboratory testing showed that Halfday raspberry iced tea specifically contained approximately, I would really expect specifically, finitely, but approximately 9.69 grams of sugar per can, more than 3 times the amount the defendant represented. I have to say, I always index towards side of brand here. To me, 3 grams of sugar, not that much different than 9 grams. Still sounds low calorie to me. But I guess we will see. This doesn't mean falsehood. It does mean that it is going to court. Perhaps it'll be settled outside. Who knows? But let's start with you, Chase Mohseni. Your thoughts here on Halfday now being sued.
I guess the question is just like, is it worth it? How many sales did they get by being able to claim the 3 grams versus what this will do? Because there's kind of 2 sides of it. There's what you have to pay out, and then your name being dragged through the mud if this gets bigger. So like this is kind of that whole Apple is suing OpenAI stuff that's going on, which is how does that make OpenAI look? Same thing goes here for me, which is what does this actually do for Halfday? I want brands to always be as honest as humanly possible, but this isn't like there's 30 grams of sugar in this, and it's like there are chemicals in it. So versions of truth. But I do think you're always, when you do stuff like this, dancing with the devil a little bit. So just the question is just what's the cost of this? How much did it gain you because you were able to sell it in? What is it going to do for the business in the long term, though, in terms of customer and consumer trust? So I don't know. I don't have a good answer to this, except for, maybe just 9 grams and be like, yo, we're still better than most of the competition.
Colin Dougherty.
I think it's hilarious that you guys are like throwing this as like not a big deal. I think diabetics would strongly disagree with this case if they were drinking this. This is a huge issue. I mean, this is one of my diatribes where I basically go on tangents about transparency within the supplement space. And this is one of those reasons. You're putting it into your body. I'm trusting the brand to say, this is exactly what I'm getting. I now will never purchase Halfday.
Stop it!
I can't trust them as a brand anymore.
You got to be kidding.
I physically can't. I can't trust them as a brand anymore. It's kind of like a one-shot policy. And once you have like found kind of moving the needle with your metrics and what is going on within your actual supplement, and you're misrepresenting that from something that I'm putting in my body, I'm trusting to put into my body, my family's body, and other people around me, and you kind of get rid of that trust entirely, I don't know what's coming from you at all. And so this is now on my do not purchase list.
Wow. Wow. I don't know. I don't know where that came from, but somewhere in the comments, I think there were some boos out there. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. This is just a suit. This like doesn't even mean it's true. They could have less than this. They could have 2 grams of sugar.
Totally.
So I'm just
saying.
Or
they could have more. They could also have more.
Well, they could, but I'm just saying, like, this is not like verifiable truth. This is just like, hey, we're bringing this to court. And here's my question. Who's bringing this to court? Like, who's bringing this to court? Who cares? Like, who cares enough about 9 grams of sugar to like bring this to court? I mean, to me, this sounds like some like potential competitor out there is, concerned about, who it is. I don't know, Arizona, or I don't know. Maybe it's Arnold Palmer. I'm not sure, but somebody is upset enough to bring this to court to say like, hey, I want Halfday to get a bad name that would engender the kind of reaction that you are proposing here, Colin Dougherty. And I'm just like 3 grams, 6 grams, 9 grams. Like, who cares, man? If it said 9 grams of sugar on the can, would I buy it less often than if it said 3 grams? I mean, maybe, but it's just like nothing. It's like a drop in the bucket. It's like a drop in the bucket. And hey, maybe a pack went out. That's no bueno. And they found that pack, and they've already adjusted. And this was like 6 months ago, I don't know. But to me, the fact that this is even like being brought to court, we're talking about 6 grams of sugar. Like, who's actually doing this? To me, it makes me think, there's perhaps, something
something afoot.
It makes me wonder.
I think Colin's point is right though about the diabetic side of things. Like there is like a huge host of people who are dealing with challenges like this with their health that they haven't, like, we're lucky enough to not be dealing with that. But like, I have Crohn's disease. And so I think a lot about like what's in food, like the different things that are associated with what I'm putting in my body. And, like you can tell, I can tell when I eat something that is not as clean, and not because I check the label or anything. You could just kind of like, oh man, my like a sinking feeling happens. And so, in this world in which we don't want people to be taking all the medicine that they're taking, all these little things do add up. There is compound interest associated with all of them. So like, 2 things can be true. Maybe there is something afoot. Arizona iced tea is coming after Halfday. Simultaneously, there could just be someone who is trying to be a good citizen and do a citizen's arrest on Halfday for lying.
Potentially.
So
I will say this. I want some Halfday. I do. I want some Halfday. I've got a great option right now. I love these Liquid Death, like fake Cokes. I don't know if you guys have had these. Incredible. So good. 2 grams of sugar. 2 grams of sugar. If it was 7, I don't
potentially.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. The thing is, like, you also don't have 1 can at a time. So, like, say it's a 6-pack and you're drinking it over time. 6 instead of you're having 6 times 9, so you're having 54 grams of sugar as compared to probably 18. So, and they're rounding up too with a little bit on the tail end. So it's like you're having 60 grams of sugar as compared to 18. That there could be some like potentially consequences within that from someone that's like monitoring what they're like really intaking.
I think it's a fair point. And I look forward to seeing this play out. I hope none of it's true. And I also want to drink me some Halfday. Moving forward, thank you, gentlemen. Moving forward here, Meta's deep funnel optimization. There are some vocabulary words in this update from Rock Kladnick that I find fascinating. I almost find like ethereal. spiritual, perhaps. I think you're gonna see what I mean. Rock commenting on an article that Meta just released. Andromeda Squared. Meta has just published a very important article on where its ad system is heading. Simplest way to explain it, Meta is building a deeper map of how users, interests, products, advertisers, ads, and conversion events are connected. Not just this person clicked on this product, but this person is interested in these broader and more specific concepts, similar to people who bought this related product. This new ad appears to serve the same underlying need. That matters because purchase and lead events are rare compared to impressions, views, and clicks. So Meta is trying to infer deep funnel intent even when direct conversion data is limited. And I think the takeaway that he's coming up with here is that really we are designing our ads for AI first. Now we are designing our ads for AI first because they are going to slot, determine a CPM, determine who they belong to, etc., before even showing them to people. It does this by combining user behavior, ad copy, images and video, product catalogs, landing pages, advertiser data, pixel and CAPI events, relationships between similar users, products, and businesses. Biggest takeaway for advertisers is not exactly new, but this article makes the direction very clear. Creative is becoming a part of the targeting system. Before customer sees your ad, Meta models already. What is this product? Who's it for? What problem does it solve? Which interests and use cases does it relate to? Which users are most likely to care? This is why creative diversification cannot just mean filming the same angle with 5 different creators, different hooks, etc. Real diversification is different buyer motivations, different problems, different use cases, different levels of awareness, different customer identities, different benefits and desired outcomes. I think there'd be many in our community who would say, yeah, all deserving of different landing pages, different website experiences on the back side of them, etc. Each concept gives Meta another path to find demand, also just makes broad targeting even more logical. Your job is increasingly not to manually define the audience. Your job is to give Meta a clear conversion signal, strong, accurate tracking, a product that can understand diverse creative concepts, enough volume to learn. And then he gets to the point down here at the bottom. Meta will do more of the audience discovery itself. Future of media buying is not just campaign structure. It's helping the algorithm understand exactly what you sell, who it's for, and why they should care. Every ad is now AI first. Welcome to the Matrix. And producer Jack, I'd love you to click on this graph of sorts.
This is wild.
Okay. So there's a number of words here. Okay, enriched engagement graph, course interest, primitive interest engagement graph, hierarchical encoder. The one that I find most fascinating is bag of meaning tokens. Literally bag dash of dash meaning tokens, which sits just under universal embeddings. Needless to say, a lot here in this graph I don't understand, but I do find this fascinating, and perhaps Andromeda continues to Andromeda and becomes even more finely tuned to helping us get people that want our stuff. Costs may be higher, but they truly do want our things, and presenting it in front of those people and getting conversions across the finish line. Just beginning reactions here with you, Colin Dougherty. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, we expected this to be the background of what is going on within Meta. They are making an incredibly beautiful customer persona of you and potentially other products that you'd be interested in purchasing. I would be foaming at the mouth to try to get Meta's kind of like customer persona on me and like who they think I am from like a visual data representation. Like if I could look at a visual data representation of what they think about me and all of my things that I've been interested in, I think it'd also be really interesting to see this at like a macro level on their like true data visualization, like a real blown out portion of like millions of data points of millions and millions of users, and see this from like that visual standpoint. It's pretty bananas. They're just basically trying to make this beautiful kind of like interest-based matching parameter for the ads library, for the ads manager. It's pretty wild.
Chase Mohseni.
Could we keep the graphic up, because I want to talk through it while I talk about this. Essentially, like if you look at this, like they're trying to do what like AAO is doing right now, which is basically like how do you go through the interest that is going in. So like they're doing a hey, we have all this classification data, we have all this signal, same as what a ChatGPT search would be like, but we also have all this brand data and product data, which is better than what they have. We can sift these through plus world knowledge and push them into this engagement graph. And we have much better engagement signals because we see what people are stopping, scrolling, sharing, all of this kind of stuff. And if you really look at this, like core interest or course interest, primitive interest, like it makes a lot of sense. I think what they're trying to do is say, hey, look, we just are trying to mine all of this stuff so that we can understand the funnel better, so we can give better signal to people. It's like a very logical next step of everything. I don't know that it's actually a quantum leap. I think it's a great marketing like ploy, but I don't know how much bigger this is than anything. It's more like, hey, we're making incremental optimizations, which again, they matter and they will compound over time. But like, it feels like a lot of word salad in there. Now, again, if you look at what Rock said, he's like, well, they're going to care more about what the interests are, how they interact with it. Well, I think we've all been around ads for a decade. They kind of cared a decade ago too.
Yeah.
Right? It's just they had some privacy stuff come up with the GDPR and CCPA where they couldn't do the stuff that they were doing beforehand. So like they've been inching towards all of these things and kind of seeing where they can toe the line with all of this. So whatever helps advertisers, like I'm all in. If this even helps 3 to 5%, like compounding month over month, that's a huge win for every advertiser that is spending dollars on Meta. So like, I think what I believe to be true is when companies do this and they have such a big portfolio of people that they're working with, the optimization ends up being able to be dragged out really meaningfully. So like, this is impactful. I just don't know how big of an actual improvement it is, but because of how many advertisers there are, it matters a shitload.
Yeah,
it's a big.
If you pull up that graphic again, you can see on that last section there that you'll see that basically this will also give users and advertisers refunds for sure, like guaranteed refunds. Yeah, for sure, dude.
There's no refunds coming. There's no
refunds ever coming from Meta. Just wanted to reiterate that for everybody.
There's no refunds. There's no refunds ever coming.
Well, dude, but you might get a bag of meaning.
You might get a bag of meaning tokens.
Here's this bag of meeting tokens.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this for?
Yeah. Well, no, like you just hit up Zuck. You're like, dude, send me a bag.
Yeah, bag of meaning.
Bag of meaning. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just from a practical standpoint, I don't know that there's anything to do on those of us who are hands-on keyboard in the ads manager. Like, what can I do other than continue to trust the system more? I mean, this is essentially what it looks like is continuing to happen even more and more. What can I do but cooperate and, hand over the best that I can, cooperate with Meta and hand over the best material that I can, different ads, different angles, etc. I find it fascinating. I find it fascinating. Maybe this was always the case in some respect, but I find it fascinating that essentially now AI is grading our ad before it's ever shown to a person. I just find it fascinating in 2026 how this continues to develop. To whom shall we go? There are other platforms that I think everybody should be diversified on, and I think that increasingly makes sense in 2026 and beyond. But majority of spend is going to go to Meta, and like, what can we do but read and take heed and try to give what the Andromeda algorithm will value and get it in front of the right persons.
So what's your optimization stack, just out of curiosity? It's like Meta, TikTok. Are you throwing anything on Snap? You got Google, obviously. Are you throwing anything like universal ads, for instance? Shameless plug.
App 11 needs to be high on there
number
in
2
my
or 3
mind.
at this point.
I think, of course, Meta and Google.
Here's a challenge though. Did you guys see Shireen's? She posted something that she's getting ads for like women's jeans in her son's games.
Yeah.
On Apple.
Yeah.
Obviously it's still it's crazy to say, but it's a newer product. But I do think like in a children's game, you shouldn't be selling mom jeans. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I take it as like, a single personal testimony. It's like, yeah, sure.
I love how her son was like, oh yeah, that's Quince. And you're like, oh wow. Oh, got it. So he already has brand recognition. Got it. That's scary.
Good on him. Good on him.
him.
Smart young man. Smart young
he knows
man.
what Quince is. He knows a ball player.
We'll just briefly hit this one, briefly, and then we will close out our stories of the day here. I think worth watching. Hyundai High. Everybody, I know Hyundai for cars. Apparently, they sell other stuff. Very big South Korean department store. They have built a new app where they are intentionally trying to not get people to check out quickly. They want people to linger. The point is to linger and come back and stay and hang out there. They want to make it like a department store experience where one comes and browses. And this sounds like the worst idea in the world to me at first listen. But apparently it is working for them. Essentially, they've got like 3,000 brands, and they're doing a lot of stuff, work with creators, different tastemakers, curated content. Kind of sounds like they're trying to recreate their own social platform to some degree. But it is working. Okay. Since releasing this app, it has generated $36 million. Okay. That's over the course of about 9 weeks. 9 weeks following the launch, they've made $36 million on it. Apparently it's up 43.5%. Visitors up 326%. I don't know if they're comparing that to their website. I'm not sure. Traffic rose 315% to 18.5 million clicks. Platform has attracted more than 470,000 new members, downloads, etc. I have looked at the app. It looks like an app. I don't know what to say. This seems like a little far-fetched for me, but maybe it crushes. They are trying to extend the physical shopping, lingering world into. I wouldn't want to recreate the wheel. Just let me hijack the eyeballs that are already inside of whatever platforms and let me put my stuff there. Quick one from you, Chase Mohseni, on this.
I'm not even sure I understand what they're trying to
do. I know.
Vibes. Just vibes.
Well, again, this kind of comes back to like, this feels like 10 smart people got into a room and overcomplicated like a simple outcome. And then they're essentially mining the data to find something that says that it's going well. I'll just put it this way though. Asia live shopping has been huge for like say close to a decade, and it's just starting to come here. I had a friend who wanted to invest in a live shopping app a couple of years ago, and I'm like, dude, I don't that seems crazy to me. And that company didn't do well, but because it was early. And so sometimes these shopper experience things work and they just take time. Sometimes like it's just not going to work, and maybe there's a cultural thing that goes along there. Asia has a lot of everything apps, right? So like there is a precedent for that in that market. And here, as much as we're like, we're leaning into the Claude and OpenAI of it all, or ChatGPT of it all, I don't know that we're as much of an everything app, kind of like Amazon doesn't have social, social feed. So I'll be curious to see what happens, but not for me.
15 seconds from you on this, Colin Dougherty.
Absolutely hate it. I think the exact same point with Chase. I think they're trying to reinvent the wheel when it doesn't need to be reinvented. Hate it.
Big bet. I wouldn't take that one. I wouldn't take that one. I'll just continue to give my dollars to wherever people are already congregating. Chase Mohseni, we appreciate you joining us. Anything we should be watching from you, tuning into, coming up soon?
No, we're going to drop some new stuff for CreativeOS this week in terms of ways to engage with us. So I will be sharing more about that, but essentially it's like responding to the market. So I'm really excited for that. It's just managed services and stuff that people have been asking us for around that. So excited to talk about that a bit more. Have a great week. Thanks for having us. And Ethernet will be more often.
All right. We appreciate you, Chase. Thanks for joining us, brother. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Will Critcher coming to a CMO of Key Sparkling Water, formerly of Death Wish Coffee. Built the entire acquisition machine there, which I think is like, man, they're like top 2 or 3 coffees like bought on the internet at this point.
Yep.
He is now doing the same over at Key Sparkling Water. We want to talk with him about CPG, winning on the internet with it. Before he comes inside of this show, let us talk about the one and only Postscript. Play this word from our sponsor producer. There's a reason when people make a switch from whatever SMS partner they have a Postscript, they see a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue on average. Now, I didn't see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making very little money on SMS to being the top 1% account in their entire platform inside of a year. And the secret is, I just did what they said. And what they are saying is that you're leaving money on the table and your customers text you back. Go get the conversation report, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversation report. The good news is Postscript's AI shopper can now have one-to-one conversations with your customers at scale. Many thanks. Now, we must bring the one and only Will Critcher in here, an architect of growth, a scaler of CPG, a man about the ways of the interwebs. Let's bring him inside of the show, the one and only Will Critcher. Get inside of this show, Will. Get in here. Let's go.
What's up, What's up?
Will.
I need an introduction like that every day of my life. Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
Well, you are deserving of it. May I say, a crispy background.
Crispy.
This
Thanks,
video
man.
setup, this background
Thanks,
you got going, very
Crisp.
professional, very professional.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Man, I would love if you would back up the truck for us and give us a little context on you, your career, advertising,
Mhm.
growth, etc.
Mhm.
And I want to talk everything that you do with Death Wish and now that you're doing and scaling with Key Sparkling Water. But just give us a little more context on you and how you got to where you are today, man.
Yeah, man. So I legitimately grew up telling people I wanted to be a marketer when I grew up. Like, I had no idea. I'm seriously, I had no idea what the word meant, but I was 11. I was like, marketer sounds cool and it'll get me laid in high school or something, you know? Like, so eventually when I became a marketer, I was like, oh man, I got to like be what I wanted to grow up. I've been in marketing since I was pretty much like 18. I had an internship with Red Bull. I went to school at MIT for business management, analytics. Was academically dismissed because I'm not smart enough to be there in the first place.
Oh, Sean.
So I started my own marketing agency, pretty much focused on small business, e-com, and for whatever reason, the real estate market. I got really, really knowledgeable in the real estate market, working with the independent brokerages and things like that. Love brought me from the West Coast back to the East Coast. And then I don't remember how, I think I was headhunted by Death Wish. I don't remember applying. I might have, one of the two. So I ended up taking over the direct ad, like all the performance marketing and whatnot that Death Wish was doing. I started right at the beginning of 2019. So this is about a year after the Super Bowl commercial aired that they won. When I was interviewing with Mike Brown, the founder, he's like, so like, why are you not just like starting he's like, why did you move to New York versus the Sierra Nevada? This is where I lived. I lived in Northern Nevada. And I like put my finger like a millimeter above the desk. And I was like, because I love my girlfriend that much more than the Sierra Nevada. It's like, I love like Lake Tahoe. I love it. So I started Death Wish in 2019. Pretty small team. I think there was, 3 people on 3.5, 4 people on the marketing team. Seriously? Maybe two people in sales, the founder, and maybe 10 people that worked in our production. And honestly, I mean, I was very beneficial. Like, I benefited greatly by working next to titans. I mean, like just the hyper creative people who loved to be there, people who wanted to be there. I mean, I think. Full disclosure, I think we missed the boat at Death Wish for not really kind of leveraging how amazing of a place it was to work there. I mean, it was. The bar is fucking incredible. It was amazing. Awesome. We did a lot of really, really fun stuff there. Went from performance marketing to e-com management to director of e-com. We built a new website while doing an ERP integration, which was a nightmare. A nightmare. Yeah. Oh, and for the coffee side though, we in 2019, 2020, and 2021, we had the #1 selling ground coffee on Amazon, and in 2021, we were the #5 best selling product in all of grocery.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We had, and I might be going a little under the hood, but whatever. We sold to private equity. They whacked me, so fuck them. I love them. Fuck 'em. But yeah, like we had. I think it was the last year I was there. Yeah, the last Prime Day I was there. I think me and a really good friend of mine. He was actually a consultant on the Amazon side, and then we were able to recruit him. And he's a FTE at Death Wish. And we achieved, I think it was like 475K on a Prime Day, like on the second day of Prime Day or whatever. Like it was actually, we were ecstatic about it. And then I think we at Death Wish, they have a morning huddle every day. It's like 15 minutes of it. It's usually just like department heads talking, but it was also on Teams, and it's a chat shit show. It's just people posting irrelevant gifs, you know what I mean, while somebody's like trying to get a sales update, and somebody's just like putting up hot dog memes, or whatever it might be. But yeah, so why the hell did I bring it up? So so we were excited about it. We're like, we did like 450 or 475 or whatever. And while we're doing that, somebody was on LinkedIn, because obviously they weren't paying attention to the meeting. And what's his name? Sean Riley at Dude Wipes posted like, we had a 600K day on Prime Day. I'm like, fuck, we thought we did something cool. And then Sean Riley's just got to make us look like peasants. But
bogged by Sean Riley.
yeah. But it was, dude, Death Wish was great, man. It was great. We worked out of this little office in it's a town called Malta. It's like halfway between Saratoga and Albany. We had this it was like in this little shopping plaza, kind of rundown place. I think the rent was, if I remember, it was like $1,200 a month or something. Like we paid nothing, right? Like, and then Mike Brown, the founder, ended up courting the president of Cisco Foods to be our new CEO. And his first day in office, there was a huge storm, and the whole ceiling collapsed in right into his office. And he's like, "Man, I just left like a Fortune 500 corporate company with like generational wealth in stock for this." And so he's like, I think it was literally that day. And he was like, "We're moving." So we ended up moving to downtown Saratoga, where they still are. Got this beautiful, huge office space. We got in there. And then the day that we started in that office, they kicked everybody out because of COVID. So we're all bummed about that. But yeah, they have a great office, a great team there still, or for the most part. Some of the people there are pretty awesome. Shannon, my buddy Shannon, she's the marketing director there. She might be watching, so I love her. Go Jets. Her dad is a Hall of Fame Jets player, actually.
Wow.
Wow. He played. Yeah, I think my stats might be a little incorrect here. I think he played like in the league for 17 years, and he played for the Jets for like 16 of them. He's a starting center.
Crazy.
Wow,
crazy.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him better already. Well, I mean, Will, that kind of experience,
crazy.
Just getting into Ecomm, starting an agency, getting on the ground floor of an incredibly fast-growing company, and scaling that up. I mean, that is. Talk about a notch on your belt. It's like a belt buckle. That's a huge notch on your belt,
Yeah. I started to kind of recognize that too, like especially after getting whacked from Death Wish, had a fair amount of pretty good offers, which was pretty not even trying to do anything, not applying for anything, just getting these types of things. And I obviously attribute a lot of that to Death Wish. I think not only like the notch on the belt was significant, but like I think even more so is the exposure to doing all of these things, and how again, I was predominantly on marketing and the e-com side, but I had a front row seat to a lot of the retail. I mean, when I started at Death Wish, I think in 2018 they did like 150K in retail revenue, and then by the time I left, I mean they're like 60, 100 million. I mean, we scaled in retail very fast. So like just again, I didn't have a lot of firsthand experience in like the retail marketing and any of that stuff, but being exposed to it and just kind of seeing all like the hell that all of that is, is great. Sorry, I cut you off on that one though.
No, so that experience, and now being in the CMO, Key Sparkling Water. I mean, what is that? What what does that look like in terms of growing a CPG? What's it look like? What's the engine? What's the architecture look like in 2026? That's different. What's applicable? Like what's it look like now at Key?
Brother, if I had to answer that question, I'd give it to you. I think I never thought so. Key was founded by actually Mike, the guy that I was just talking about that got pulled in from Cisco. Him and I and his cousin started Key Sparkling Water.
Awesome.
And so I think before we get into what's working, what's not working, I think it's worth knowing canned beverage is a highly capital intensive business, right? We had a sense of that. I think, but I think we erred too much in terms of thinking we would get a little bit more of a short-term or quick success on e-com. That's certainly been a little harder to achieve. But again, we're coming from selling a legal narcotic that costs a few dollars to ship to selling water that costs $20 to ship because it's exactly right. So there's quite a few challenges on that front. That we're still working through. We have pretty decent retail distribution, especially in the Northeast, which is going well. But from the e-com side, I mean, it's your usual suspects of paid media and stuff. I mean, it doesn't work. At least in my experience, I mean, I feel like the only company you're going to say that is able to make the sparkling water space work has been Liquid Death, and their success had nothing to do with performance marketing, right? And so, I should have taken that as a better indication on things. I was like, I'll just jiggle the handle, run some ad manager, and we'll be pumping money out here. Fuck no, it did not work out that way. Not at all. Not at all. Go ahead.
Could you talk to us a little bit about, I want to jump back a little bit here because you talked to us about your success on Amazon, and I feel like you brushed over the fact that you are just doing an unbelievable amount of revenue on Amazon. Could you talk a little bit about how you did that practically and tactically? Because I think Amazon is so intimidating for brands as a channel, but you're out here just being we basically just did 400 grand in a day on one channel. And I know many brands that would absolutely love to do that and are trying to ramp up Amazon now.
Yeah. Big coffee is extremely competitive, obviously. I think around my time at Death Wish from the 2019 to, when I was very, very involved with Amazon from 19 to 22, COVID kind of pressed fast forward, so these legacy brands started recognizing, I think, putting more effort and energy into Amazon. So we found a lot of success. I mean, we were eating a lot of these people's lunch just through great advertising, honestly, great. I think we were just doing very, very well in that front of things. I think Amazon can certainly be intimidating with, it's a different platform. There's different forms, there's different rules. There's, bots autonomously scraping. And I mean, during COVID, we had our number one, our dark roast ground got pulled off. It got suspended or delisted for 15 days with no information. I mean, sellers deal with these challenges all the time. We thought it was because we had death in the title. I don't even know if we ever found, actually, funny story with that, because you've got your Amazon rep who's always like, hey man, you want to buy some display? You want to buy some display? And I'm like, dude, I don't have a product to sell. Don't call me. So anyway, I end up during this delisting, I end up hopping on a call with him. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure I can help you out and deal with yada, yada, yada. I get on the call 5 minutes into it. I'm like, this is a waste of my time. I'm like, sorry, dude, I can't talk to you right now. I get off the call, skip to 3-4 weeks later. I got a package in the mail, and it was got a card. It's a bottle of Casa Azul tequila. And in the card, it was like, hey, really sorry about everything you've been going through. Didn't mean to waste your time. And Jeff wanted you to have this, jokingly. And it was from the Amazon rep. And he bought me a $200 bottle of tequila. It was signed Jeff. And I'm like, oh, nice. I'm like, Jeff Bezos got me something. Not really. Thank you, but Jeff. That's what I like to do. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Exactly. But yeah, Amazon can be really intimidating for sure. I think if you just simplify what it is, right? I think the number one metric on Amazon, in my opinion, is click-through rate. So whatever you can do to achieve click-through rate, they really do kind of give you the ingredients to what what the ingredients to the recipe of what you're going to do to set yourself up for success. I think, then a lot of the art, and the experience comes into play with just, again, where you're choosing to advertise, how you're choosing to advertise within the platform. There's a lot of really cool features. I mean, they're cool. They're old now, but like the brand referral bonus. So it's like if you've got a D2C situation, obviously you could put, you're running a Prime Day deal or whatever, you can send that email out, and then you'll get a kit. You'll basically become your own brand ambassador. I think they give like 10% or 15% of any confirmed off-channel purchases. So it's like, we leverage things like that, just to because again, it's like while we have like they have like. I'm not going to go too under the hood, but it's like a very, very, very significant subscription business on D2C, and so like, but there's understanding that like people sometimes just choose to buy on Amazon. So we just found ways to kind of delineate those two audiences and then try to capitalize with the brand referral bonus. But yeah, I think tactically what worked then, I think it would probably be harmful or negative today, just in terms of like how quickly certain things move around. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's click-through rate. I mean, click-through rate is the biggest one. If you optimize for that, I feel like you're already in a really good spot.
Wow.
The reason that I'm so interested in CPG in general, I mean, who doesn't love food? Who doesn't love things that you consume? Yeah. It's so cool, and like to bring a product in the world and cans and all. I mean, it's just so cool. But like, this is like the incredible challenge is, and this is like it's not shipping. I don't know. It's not like shipping powder. It's not supplements.
Yeah.
It's not shipping powder. It's not shipping
software.
It's not shipping software, man. It's like it's heavy stuff that has a huge TAM, but it's like, how do I profitably reach them? And like, this is like the continual quandary. And so this is why I find it like so interesting to talk to people like yourself who are in the midst of it and making it happen.
It's funny. I've been with Key now for like almost 2.5, 3 years, something like that. Or we've had Key for 2.5, 3 years. And like I said, the business is going to move on retail. That's my experience. I'm confident that you've got like more of the functional or energy benefit or products like RTD and whatnot that likely can do better on D2C or online than Key can. But I think it really just comes down to generating brand equity, is a big one. I think we took a lot of lessons that we learned from Deathwish, at that place. I mean, I think Deathwish has like a 30,000 community member or like 30,000 members of a Facebook community page. It's like ran by the lunatics. Like we have nothing to do with it. So it's like, it's a madhouse. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it's hard. I mean, admittedly, I don't know if I would do it again, but I think like we're so deep in it at this point, and like it's just the business kind of doing what it needs to do. It's a slow mover. We were hoping to obviously move faster, like as everybody is, but it's doing well. And even in the downtime, like we've already started working on a few other projects. One of which, unfortunately, I hate when people say like, "Oh, I'm working on something, but I can't share it." But I'm that guy now. I can't share what I'm working on at the moment. But
exciting,
but it is something in the coffee space. So really excited about it. But so that's keeping us busy and keeping us hungry. I think, one of the other things too is that working with Deathwish or at Deathwish, you get exposed not only to like the other immense talent and people that you're around, but access to tools and applications and things of that nature that we can't justify including or using with Key. And so I understood that too, where it's like, oh man, I'm making it up. Like I haven't used PostScript in a long time, right? So I'm like, you kind of like fall out of tune with what's coming up, like what's working, what's new and what's not. And now I'm just like, now I feel like the old man. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, oh, you can like two-way message people. Like, what is that?
Right.
So, like trying to get caught up on everything has been pretty fun. But yeah, like it's also been a ton of fun getting all this, like, because obviously I'm the marketer for Key. So it's like, I had to take what I could figure out from Deathwish and then learn on the fly. We have a really good consultant that works with us as well. He's an excellent sales guy, works for Pepsi. So get a lot of retail experience and awesome. Like figuring out what's working on that stuff. But yeah, dude, it's a ton of fun. I mean, at the end of the day, I get to do exactly what I want to do every day, So I'm not making $1 million a year yet, but I don't have a boss anymore, and can't get fired from private equity. So
there we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, right?
That's not bad. That's not
Will,
bad.
you brought up brand equity. I think that's so important in 2026 to differentiate yourself among the countless consumer brands out there. What is kind of like some of your best ways to build brand equity in 2026?
Oh, a tough question. I think that we used to say, and I'm sure probably a lot of brands do today too, still say, authenticity. Man, that is such a bastard. Like everybody's authentic. You know what I mean? Like everybody's trying to be, where it's me. Like I think failing, like failing in front of people. You know what I mean? Like making that shitty post and kind of owning that shitty post, like the post that wasn't funny or that post that was, just like being able to kind of fail in front of people. I think it humanizes people, like humanizes the brand, and people can relate to that. I think, honesty and transparency are not necessarily the same thing. And I think if you toe that line appropriately, you can really earn, like not just like loyalty and things, but you just like you earn the respect and like kind of like a seat at the table, like that share of wallet that the consumer might have. I think being relatable, being reachable, and not hiding from your mistakes, and being like, I don't know, like actually being willing to take big swings, and knowing that like the ROI might be awesome or might be negative, but like the risk is worth it, and just being able to take it. And I think making those types of those decisions can really help kind of propel, like obviously develop the brand equity, propel the brand, but also like if neither of those things happen, like you can take a pretty good learning lesson from it. And again, like not being beholden to someone else's money and things of that nature, it gives us a lot of flexibility to just kind of take swings and try different things. And I think we've been able to develop some pretty good relationships. And I wouldn't say we have a community yet that'd be pretty egregious at this point, but but we are starting to like, we're like our product is targeting specifically men, just like guys who like there is absolutely a stigma around people who don't want to drink. There absolutely is. And so that's why we designed the pack. We designed the can to kind of look like a beer. That way it's not like a big pink bubbly, right? And so, we're starting, like, it's really cool to see. Actually, I was just talking to my business partner, Evan, about this. I was downtown in Saratoga at a bar and a place that like doesn't sell our product, and the guy had a key, and I was just talking to him, like didn't let him know that I was like one of the owners, and he was just like talking about it. I was like, this dude was like exactly who we're like targeting, like like to the definition, you know what I mean? Like, and so like it's cool to know that, okay, like so if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one. That's probably another element from like the brand equity stuff. I really believe that if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one. So just really kind of refining and understanding who you're talking to. I think consistency is so important. I'm guilty of this at Death Wish, and likely Key too, of just kind of tweaking an ad or tweaking this a little bit, where then it's just because you think the campaign is kind of hit its plateau, and so you start to just change things from a visual perspective. And I think that really does affect like that consistency with the brand visualization and community of it, or the visualization of it and the consistency of it. And so I think just being consistent, talking to the same people, like trusting the data and the work that you put in prior to, and like pursuing that. Just because you have hit a wall doesn't mean that it's it's not working, or it's not going to work. It just that wall is just not working type deal, if that makes sense.
I love that.
I totally agree with your point.
Totally
if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. And this, I'm looking at I'm looking at Key right now. It does look like a beer. It looks like some kind of alcoholic something, like a mixed drink of some sort. And I think there's a lot of validity to that. And man, you guys are, you've got some great penetration up in the Northeast and in the Midwest. I was looking at, how many stores are we in here now? How many doors is this?
That's a good question. We've had
187 doors or something.
I'd say probably 300, like give or like we're certainly, we've got a handful out there. We have it was a Great Lakes distributor in Chicago. They put us into a couple of pretty sizable retailers out there. We did pitch Target last summer. They went well. Unfortunately, we didn't meet their threshold yet, but we've got other good opportunities. And again, like we developed really great relationships at Death Wish that we were able to keep some of those, that gives us the access to, we've been able to jump significant lines and get in front of, category buyers at Target, very directly. So, that's been helpful. So, I mean, yeah, the big goal would be getting into, a national retailer like a Target. Walmart is probably bottom of the barrel at this point, just for us. I feel like brands go to Walmart to die. I think, just in terms of the competitive, just with the pricing. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like getting into Walmart, I think is certainly a win at the end of the day. But I think the sequencing really does matter in that. So, so just working on trying to get into Target, continuing to support our local retailers. And still trying to develop the brand, not spending shit on Meta, just because I'm like, it's, I mean, you think your acquisition costs are high, brother. Try selling sparkling water on the internet. Okay. Like I'm telling you right now, I don't want to hear about my CAC is really high, dude. I don't give a shit. Like you want to see ugly CAC.
I think I'm just going to take some wisdom from your learnings here and not foray into it myself. But I'm ready to drink. I'm ready to drink key for sure. Where should people find you, follow you? Of course, they're up in the Northeast. They're in the Midwest. They need to go and they need to find Key in stores. Just give us the whole list here, brother.
Yeah, go keysparklingwater.com. I don't think we're on Amazon at this point. I think we did shut that down for the time being up until we get another production run. Keysparklingwater.com. If you're in New York, any like Market 32, Market Districts, those are like big in PA. All that stuff. Find me. I would say LinkedIn. I used to be pretty active on LinkedIn, but now I just go to LinkedIn to honestly, like I love hate following people, people who just like, I'm like Fred, he's really good at saying dumb shit consistently and it makes me feel better about myself. So like, that's like, I'm more of like a lurker to make fun of people that don't know I'm making fun of them. Not that I'm like this brilliant, person by any stretch of the means, but I guess So I would say LinkedIn is probably the best place to find me. But again, I'm active in terms of like DMs and whatnot, but I don't really post anymore. Amazing. Probably the best way. Yeah.
Amazing.
Appreciate you making the time to join us, brother. We look forward to having you back.
Thanks.
He's awesome. Will is refreshingly transparent and awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Honest. He's great.
He's a baller.
He absolutely is. And coming inside the show right now is Samir Balwani, CEO of Query. Before he comes inside of here to drop the sauce of what they are doing on the interwebs, let us talk about the one and only Trend Track and Seguno. A word from our sponsors. Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. What's that mean, Chris? Your emails, your pop-ups, your banners, your reviews, it's all there where you already work and play every day. And it means that you don't have to seed your trust to big email. It's over attributed data with Seguno. Your Shopify data is the email data. It's a big reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you build for lean teams with big aspirations. Go get the advanced Shopify segmentation playbook at the URL scrolling across the screen. Get a free trial of the platform. Tell them Colin I sent you. It will extend that free trial to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of this show. Gentlemen, if you want to know what's really working right now, not what worked 6 months ago, but what's actually scaling on the market today, Trend Track gives you full access to the marketing playbook of any brand in the world. From every Meta, Google, TikTok ad they run to every email newsletter they send their customers, your direct competitors, the biggest players on the market, is all there. All the market data centralized in one place, refreshed every 24 hours. Go to trendtrack.io and get hooked up with them today. Know what's actually working on the internet. Many thanks for. All right.
Wow. Incredible.
We continue to test.
I like it. Like it. Very TV.
I don't know if we'll keep it. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get some feedback. And we'll get some feedback from the audience. We have Samir Balwani, CEO of Query, coming inside of this show. Knower of ball in the paid media space, scaler of brands. Okay, this guy used to be head over digital innovation at American Express. Okay,
whoa.
I don't think there's I don't think there's many operators inside of our space who used to be doing all of the things on the interwebs for giant entities like Amex, etc. Although I would love to have unlimited Amex points, just saying. We must bring him inside of the show. Everybody, welcome the one and only Samir Balwani. Samir, get in here.
Let's go.
This show.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Samir, Brother, we're doing even better now that you are here, my friend. Man, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely. I've been enjoying listening. Will was doing a fucking fantastic job. It was great listening to him just talk about all the things. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Samir, man, tell us about give us a little context on you and get into query and what you've established and are doing now. You have an interesting background that not many of us have in ecom. Give us a little lore on Samir.
Yeah. I'll give you a little background on me. So I started agency side literally fresh out of college. My client was LVMH. Just starting right out of the gate.
Whoa. Your first client was LVMH, bro?
Yeah. So I was on the agency side, not my agency, so not query, but on the agency side, working on De Beers and Louis Vuitton. So that was a great start.
Crazy, bro.
To learning all the things luxury marketing and fashion. And then I was head of marketing at Stylecaster on the publisher side for a while. And then lastly at Amex, doing all of the most fun things from digital innovation to brand strategy, which is why I started Query, because I actually think most media agencies either are performance or brand and just can't talk to each other. And so I always tell people, you can go work with a performance agency and have Starburst and discounts as all of your ads, and you can go talk to a brand agency and be bankrupt as you win awards. Or you can talk to us and make a ton of money and look good doing it.
I love that. Samir, could you talk to us a little bit about your take on this? Because we've had a lot of agency guys on the show that have preached basically volume, put as much creative as physically possible. Yeah. And I have heard that you have a very different take from this.
I hate that perspective. I hate that perspective. So there's two things, and it's so funny because some of our clients are listening to us because we help our clients transition through this, right? So I tell you that there's a few stages of this. When you're starting on Meta, when you're starting on ads in general, you know nothing other than what you think your product is, and you're hoping you have product market fit. You probably don't. You're going to innovate all the way through, right? So a lot of clients will come and a lot of brands will go, all right, well, I'm just going to shotgun this. And AI has made this so much worse. I'm going to do 1,000 ads and we're just going to go ham. And what you forget is that now your brand is an amalgamation of everything that people have seen about you. So the 995 ads that didn't work still is a part of your brand. And so I try and tell people ad creative has a cost to it. You should account for that in your CAC. I would rather make 100 ads and have 10 of them work than 1,000 ads and have 5 of them work. Because one is a winner and one is a loser, both on media spend and what you learned and how much it's going to cost you.
Spicy. That's interesting. Yeah. And I would guess, Samir, like having this background, and I would assume you're still working with brands like this. You don't have to say, but having this background with LVMH, De Beers, like etc. I would assume like this thought about brand and the non-winners perhaps exceedingly ugly, I would guess that factoring that into your ad cost is very significant for the kind of brands that you have worked with and are continuing to work with today. I would imagine that's a really important piece of the conversation.
I think it should be important to everybody. It's not just if you're a luxury marketer or not, right? Like you should care about your brand, especially because, as Will said, meta CACs are all increasing. Everyone's meta CAC is increasing, and it's because the meta arbitrage days are over. And so I can't arbitrage to success anymore. I have to actually build a brand. I have to build something that people are excited about buying from and feel close to and have a community with. And you can't just shotgun creative. You've got to know what you stand for. I think there's a perspective on what is your brand. Your brand is not defined by who you stand for. It's the people you don't stand for. It's the people that you look at and you go, yeah, you're never going to buy from me. Or I never want you to buy from me. You're not my customer.
Whoa. Bars coming in here. We're coming in hot with bars.
I do think that this is like approach that you're taking here with like defining like what is my brand,
Yeah.
or what do I, you know, what do I like, what do I not like, who is going to be my customer, who is not. I do think like taking this approach of like, what am I not? Who are my customers not? Like I think that's probably a much easier path to walk down and define to get at this goal that you're talking about.
I think it seems easier. I think it ends up being harder for people.
Really?
But the benefit of it is that when you say, hey, this is who I stand for, you always get this, right? Every fashion brand we've worked with, this is who I stand for. 18 to 26-year-old women with high household income. It's like everyone. Like, what do you, like, you don't stand for anybody then. So it's, telling me who I stand for, who I don't stand for, the who I don't stand for forces brands to actually make decisions, and they have to give up things. And brands are not good at giving up things. They want it all. But the only way you can be successful is if you decide where you actually want to focus, and more importantly, where you don't want to focus. What's not important right now.
Wow.
Interesting.
Samir, could you talk to us about, on top of all of this, for what you do with the agency, you have basically a proprietary data layer. Could you talk to us a little bit about what this is, what you're doing with it, and what it's called?
Yeah, so we so the agency turns 8 actually this month on Friday, and so I'm really excited about the success we've had, and a lot of it is because we've always had data at our heart. Everything around how we actually work with brands in their media side, to how we optimize, to how we forecast, and then how we connect things together. So we built Athena. Athena is our data platform where we actually ingest all of our media buying data, all of our information, everything into a data warehouse. So that way I can look at our clients and say, hey guys, like your trends are going in the right direction compared to the entire portfolio or not. But not only that, but we can actually, so this is actually the difference between other providers of data and what we do, is because it's our data sets, everything is named, tagged, and managed in a specific way. So I can look across our entire portfolio and say, hey, we spent X% of the portfolio's money on brand awareness this month. That's up 3% compared to last month and up 10% to last year. And we can actually see the shifts. So when I say, hey, Cree's consideration returns are better than they were last year, it's because I know every ad that was tagged, every campaign that was tagged, and the data is just deeper than, hey, Meta's up. Okay, well, yeah, Meta's up. Meta CAC is up. Yeah, but that's because we're spending 30% more on brand awareness, and we're not actually expecting to see a CAC from that. So that's why our data set's really useful from a media buyer's perspective.
I love that.
So having that, I would guess, I guess I would couch it as just having that kind of top-down perspective and truly being able to see the forest and the trees all at one time over a lengthy period, et cetera, and being able to evaluate that to what's happening across your portfolio right now. And is there channels, things that you're more bullish on now when it comes to paid media in the middle of 2026 as to as compared to this time last year, this time 2 years ago, et cetera?
Yeah, I'm really bullish on CTV and audio, and here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. I think a lot of brands used to use Meta to introduce into new audiences, right? And so you say, okay, I've got my interest level, I've got my lookalikes, I'm going to go after these people, and I've got this new category, and I need to get in front of these people. That's all well and good, but Meta doesn't allow you to do that anymore because it's all Advantage Plus. And so it's all like, okay, Meta knows this about my customer and I want to go into this. But now what if I want to break into a new customer? What if I want to break into a new geography or region or new type of customer? The only way you can do that was contextual advertising. So CTV and audio against podcast and video is really valuable because I can go, hey, I know my customer is usually this, but this product's going to do really well for this customer and they listen to and watch these shows. I want to be in front of them. So let's do it that way. So that's why I'm really bullish on it, because that's where I get step change. Brand new category entry, brand new product entry. That's just money to the bottom line versus trying to incrementally grow my business based off of what I have already. It's just small growth.
I like that. I like
that
a lot. I like that.
Samir, piece. On top of this too, you are also, I would say you are very interested in and very exceptional at vibe coding / actual coding. I think you're very humble about this, but you're actually incredible at building in the background while others are trying to kind of play building. Are you building anything for the agency itself right now in the terms of vibe coding? Are you building anything for clients? Like what are you messing around with the beautiful Fable 5 now?
I feel like I need to have a whole separate computer and just like a whole separate setup for this.
All right.
It's just running constantly. Yeah. So the beauty of having all of the data and the best part about having Athena like kind of sit there. So the best AI's ability to actually ingest so much information and then make sense of it is the hidden piece that nobody pays attention to. And so we've got our Athena data set. Now, I see numbers for a client. I want to know the context around it, right? So as an agency, we have the context around everything. We do monthly reporting. We have a project management system that has every change that we've made, and we have call recordings for every call and conversation we've made. So if you're a client of ours, guess what? We've got an AI that's looking at your ad data, your ad accounts on a daily basis, combining it against your project management system, your call recordings, all of the emails that we have with you, and reviewing that and giving my team a daily brief. What's working? What's not working? Hey, you put that strategy together. Is it actually doing what you expected it to do? Hey, when you reported out last week, did you actually include the questions the client wanted to ask and make sure they had answered? Their board asked for this last time. Let's make sure we include this in the next time. That's all powered by AI for us, right? The context around the data is what's valuable. Otherwise, it's just monitoring numbers. It's not a strategic decision. Unless I know why a number changed, I can't make a decision on whether I want to do it again or not.
Wow.
That sounds
very HQ-esque.
Yeah, it's very all of that context, and then like feeding that in. I would suppose like it seems like in the reporting here, you're the different members on your team are getting coaching. Like, hey, did you do this? Hey, here's context around this. Did this? It almost kind of sounds like a chief of maybe not a chief of staff, but and not an all-seeing Sauron eye either. But there's like something like really positive there about being aware of everything and then continually bringing that up and prompting the team, but without being weighted to, oh, you prompted me, now I'll give you information.
So our perspective on AI is it will not replace anyone on the team. It will accelerate the speed at which we get to do it and make it more fun. So for example, we have an agent that reviews every ad for typos every day. It's just a simple thing. It's super annoying if you're a media buyer, you're trafficking an ad and you spelt something wrong and you get dinged by it by the client, or like the ad's not going to perform well and it could have been a big winner. You don't want to do it. So why don't we just let AI take care of that so you can go back to doing the things that are more fun?
Yeah, I like that. I like that approach.
Ingesting all of this data and seeing all of this year-over-year change, is there anything that you're now bearish on that you would have been more excited about maybe a year or 2 years ago that you are now a little bit more less excited, bearish, kind of not really putting a lot of effort into it?
Moving money away from, maybe?
Moving money away from,
honestly,
reallocating.
Yes and no. I think advertising as a whole is just growing. I think people are moving money away from Meta. We're moving money away from Meta mostly because at one point it is really good at our conversion and consideration audiences, right? Like, bottom of funnel, we're going to be focused there, like lower middle funnel, right? But I think a lot of people have to start thinking about Meta as old school media buyers and saying, okay, my CPM here is X. Do I go here where my CPM is Y and I might be able to reach the same audience? And so that's a piece of it. The other thing is I am really bearish on media buying by spreadsheet. And I think people need to remember that every ad impression is not made equally. A high impact ad is more valuable than something that you just see scrolling through your feed. So I'm really excited about our partnerships with Reddit because I think the contextual targeting of ads on Reddit is really interesting. Because it's like you can target people who are actually asking questions about things and then your ad shows up. My favorite is, do ad creative going directly after people that are complaining about your competitors. So then when someone goes to research your competitor and they see that Reddit thread, your ad shows up and you can literally be like, yeah, we're better than what you're reading right now. Or so, that's what I mean by media buying by spreadsheet. There's so much data out there that it's really easy to say, okay, yeah, my numbers are up and to the right, but there's certain things in there that are actually driving it, and you got to have a really good understanding of that, and then be creative with it.
Wow,
I
Reddit
totally
brought up on the
agree.
show. This is exciting.
I totally agree with this, and I mean, it very much seems to be the case that Andromeda is continuing to Andromeda, and it's great. It's great for finding people middle, lower, bottom funnel. People want my thing, awesome. But let's recognize the fact though too, costs going up. CPMs, not all of them are the same, and there may be like incredible ways that you just underlined here, like on Reddit, or what I've been thinking about is. With TV, where I can get 15, 30, even depending on the placement, I could create a 90-second, like old school miniature infomercial. There are people who are doing this. And it's sell, baby, sell. I've got attention, and it's a higher impact impression than just scrolling by somebody in the feed.
The other piece of that. The other piece of that too is like everyone buys Meta because you go, okay, I'm okay with my CPMs being $35 because it's targeted, right? Yeah. And that's fine. But why not just buy a $6 CPM and be like, yeah, all right, 5x of this is waste. Like I actually don't care, right? Like it's totally fine. And so that's the piece where it's like, my team is really good at it. If you are going to charge us something, so like you're going to charge us a percentage on our CPM, we're going to A/B test it. You're going to tell me that my targeting is going to be 10% better. It's got to be at least 15% to cover your cost plus the improvement on it, right? And if it's not, I'm better off just wasting that money. Like it actually doesn't matter, right? So I think that's the piece where there's so much tech out there. There's so many tools. It's really easy to kind of get sucked in and be like, yeah, I'm going to use all of these things. But sometimes you don't really need to. Just know your customer, know who's not your customer, be impactful, leave an impression, and really build the brand. That's like the key pieces.
I love that.
Samir, do you talk on the internet anywhere, brother? I feel like you got sauce, and you've got absolute sauce. And I until today, this is my first time to be aware of you, interact with you, and I feel like that should not be the case. Where do people find you, follow you? Where are you most active? Because I want to be an active participant and listener there.
So easiest one is find me on LinkedIn, Samir Balwani. You can follow me, connect with me there. I post pretty regularly. The second one is I also run a podcast, Chief Advertiser. Come on down, Chief Advertiser. I interview advertising leads on the problems that they're dealing with, the things that they're trying to overcome, and we kind of chat through them together. And it's super exciting. So, and then of course, check us out, Query. We are QRY.com. We do benchmark reports and audits as needed. So give us a shout.
Chief Advertiser is one that we just connected on LinkedIn, and now I'm going to find Chief Advertiser and make sure I am subscribed. Incredible, man. Incredible. Samir, you are one to watch. Everybody needs to go find and follow Samir, subscribe to Chief Advertiser. I think having listened to this, probably worthwhile to have him check out your account and what's going on there. And man, brother, we appreciate you making the time to join us, man. And we need to have you back. I think we need to have you back.
Thanks for having me. This was so much fun. All right.
Appreciate you, brother. I love his differing of perspective that I think very worthwhile to consider inside of our space. Wow. Moving forward here, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to our great finds upon the interwebs. Let us talk on our way. Word from our sponsor, from the one and only Rich Panel and Rocked After Sale. Give it to us, Jack. If you're getting 5,000 orders a month and you can sprinkle in $3 to $4 extra on each one of those without touching your ads, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. That's what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life are doing with Rocked After Sale every single day by adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from the cart through the thank you page, and then stacking an extra 30 to 50 cents just by showing offers from Disney Plus, HelloFresh, Venmo, etc. It's high margin revenue straight to your bottom line. You can be live in minutes. Go to aftersale.com/offers. Truly a no-brainer. Many thanks for Rocked After Sale being part of the show. Your CX team is buried in repeat tickets that are costing you money. Rich Panel is the AI help desk that fixes this massive headache and automates 70 to 80% of your interactions. You're only responsible for the exceptions. Your team of Rich Panel AI agents has got you on the rest end to end. If you're paying humans $2 to $10 per ticket, you need to see what 30 cents feels like. Ridge did this, cut their cost per ticket by 70%, save $500,000, and 50% autonomous resolution in 30 days guaranteed, or your money back. Go to richpanel.com, book your demo today. Many All right, what do you think about that subtle little steel guitar in the background? Did you hear that?
I like
there?
it. I like it.
Just a little cowboy. Just a little
I feel like you're
flavor.
branding it. I feel like you're branding it, and I
I'm
appreciate
trying.
that.
I'm
Yeah, I
trying.
appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do it for us. Jack heard it too. Producer
I
Jack,
like
are
it.
you a fan so far? Are you a fan so far? Do you like it? I hope that you are. Of course.
She says,
Okay,
of course.
Jack is. She says, of course. Good on you, Producer Jack. Moving forward here, great finds upon the interwebs, ladies and gentlemen. First here, surfaced to us by way of Rabba Rahil, the Aston Dreadnought, this V12
Golly.
beast that has come upon our timeline. I think Rabba said something like, don't hate it, or would. Yeah. Aston Martin has revealed the Dreadnought as its take on a mad military 4x4, and it's powered by a V12. Now, this is a virtual concept. Okay.
Yep.
This was designed for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, not a real production car yet, but it's looking pretty beasty, and I'd love to see 007 driving it. Your thoughts on this, Colin Dougherty?
I think more brands should push out virtual cars like this from just to get like a test of how things are going. Great example is you can avoid the pitfalls of what happened with Jaguar and also what happened with the electric Ferrari. And I think brands should kind of push out these concepts and be like, little concept we're working on. What are your thoughts? Little concept, blah, blah, blah. And an interesting thing is like I'm reading and I see Ford used to do this. They used to push out these like kind of little teasers and they would feel it out how successful it would be. And then they'd pull it back, edit it, push it out again. I think more brands should do this.
A sad day that we have not seen more concepts from Ford in this direction, but I like it. And I like what Aston Martin is doing here. Second, lip pillows. Little collaboration with Big League Chew. This idea comes to us by way of Vasa. He says a lip pillow company needs to license Big League Chew flavors. Very nostalgia-esque.
Yeah.
Very baseball-centric. Perhaps appropriate for summer 2026 and 2027 and beyond. I'm a big fan of this one. Yay or nay, like or disagree?
Absolutely agree with this. I think this works perfectly with the demographic that grew up with Big League Chew. I did myself. They are now graduating into the lip pillow companies, so to speak. And this would be a home run. Nostalgia rips 2026. Nostalgia rips home run concept here.
Thirdly, Ryan Dreyer of Maple Boost, who we had on the show. He needs to be in one of our greatest hits compilations that is coming up. He has brought forth a new iteration that he was teasing with us while he was in interview. You can see his process here for how he has developed the Maple Boost packets. But Producer Jack, the one I want to focus on is really in the next tweet further down. Yes, this one right here. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. It's in the palm of your hand. He says sometimes progress feels euphoric. Sometimes it's like walking on air. Sometimes you just got to keep going with it. And this bad boy, sample sachet he has in hands. It's a tear-off matte finish windows into the product. I think that this is gorgeous. I think this thing is a level up.
I love the fact that he's also documenting it and he is showing that he is in the arena trying and testing a bunch of stuff to level up his brand. This is a home run level up that will absolutely make this thing go kaboom. This looks beautiful.
I think Maple Boost destined for big things. Lastly, a just goated, cracked developer on the internet over the weekend.
I can't believe we included this. This is hilarious.
Installed a GitHub repo. I would say repo. A GitHub repo on his Peloton. He said next step he's going to be Claude coding from the bike. He's running Claude, ChatGPT, YouTube, Netflix without a Peloton subscription, and workout still tracking. Oh, this was from Colin Dougherty.
Let's
shocked.
go.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Colin,
Let's go.
Details on your development of this.
I just did this over the weekend because I was so tired of paying for the Peloton subscription. That was just super limiting. And so I was like, what if I just install a GitHub repo, which took me like 20, 30 minutes. And now I can use Netflix, YouTube, ChatGPT, Claude. I can download basically any app that you see there onto the Peloton and use it directly. It's pretty bananas that like Peloton has this incredible functionality that they're just hiding behind this like walled garden of an interface you have to interact with.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And maybe this transgresses their terms of service, but we move forward. We move forward in the show.
I voided my warranty. Just a heads up, I voided my warranty. I don't care though.
Warranty. Yeah,
I don't care.
Bro, smart guy. More points for Colin Dougherty. Moving forward to a little watch and react action. Let us talk of Ty and Sati on our way. Play it, Jack. Your affiliate program, it looks fine on paper. Commissions going out, sales coming in, but the industry is built on last click attribution. It's an oversimplification of affiliates as a channel. Sati is the first affiliate platform built on multi-touch attribution, cookieless, Shopify native, services who introduced your customer, who nurtured them along the way, and who closed the sale. So you're no longer just looking at a flat list of commission payouts. You have a map of how your affiliate channel moves people through the buying decision. Go to mysati.io/champion/ecom-cowboy. Get 20% off your plan. Many thanks for Sati being part of the show. Your email provider and your tech stack probably only recognizes about a third of your returning shoppers. Everyone else, they're browsing anonymously, and your flows, they're just sit idle. Ty identifies up to 70% of your total site traffic and pushes those shoppers into the flows that you already run. Caraway, as an example, uses Ty's predict scoring to lift opens by 40%, clicks by 30%, while sending 20% fewer emails. Go book a walkthrough. Go to meetty.com/cowboy. When you do, tell them that Colin and I sent you. Now,
TV.
A word coming to us by way of Boston Robbie at Slide MVP, who he had on the show. Great combo with him when we had him. This guy does numbers on organic social. He surfaced this over the weekend as a kind of intro that he made to the brand. Find more people who need exactly what he has, living in the baseball niche, parents, coaches, etc. I think that this is a really good example of working in an intro and then basically turning it into an ad along the way. Let's play this, producer Jack, sound on from the beginning for all of our audience.
Hey, I'm Robbie, co-founder of Slide MVP. This is a family-run business. My wife and I, we built this from scratch. No outside money, just bootstrapped. We invented this product to help solve a problem. No one teaches players how to slide anymore. So we had to equip coaches with a tool that made it easy to bring to and from practice. The mat's really versatile. So if you want to work on other things other than the feet first slide, you can do dive backs, you can do diving catches, sliding catches, pass ball retrieval for catchers. I believe in this product so much so that if it's not for you, we'll give you your money back. I've never refused a refund from any customer who's purchased our mat. If you ever have questions, just reach on out. We're real people. We're here. We'll get back to you as quick as possible. Happy sliding.
All right, what do you think of this, Colin Dougherty?
Absolutely incredible. I love the fact that he is doing this and it humanizes the brand. He's not trying to hide that he is running the brand. It is very much, hey, this is my wife and I behind this. We put our heart and soul into this. We're bootstrapping this thing. We're not owned by a private equity or getting pushed by VC dollars. It's just us trying to make it happen. And also he kind of roped in inside of that guarantee for a refund.
Exactly.
And on top of everything, throughout that, he was showcasing the different use cases. So as you were following along with his story, you could see the different use cases for the product.
And he's identifying personas that this is like relevant for, the coaches, parents. Nobody's teaching kids how to slide anymore. Like all of that. What it does is it like triggers for the target ICP that they're looking for. It triggers like, oh yeah, who's taught my kid how to slide? Have I taught my kid how to slide? I don't know how to
No.
slide. Has my kid's coach taught him how to slide? It's triggering like, oh, this is for me. This is for me. And then, oh, I like this guy. Oh, husband, wife team. Look at them in their warehouse, man, doing the thing. Oh, they made this. Oh, super cool. Like there's like a ton of this is like, it's a great like story narrative that then like kind of winsomely turns into an ad along the way. And then working in the guarantee, I'll send it back. You don't like it. We're real people, all of this.
Incredible.
I think very, very winsomely done.
Yeah.
And probably a good template to take away.
Run that as an ad.
Run it, of course. Yeah. Run it as an
Run it
ad.
as an ad.
And then other brands and operators and creators just take that and like take that template, write it down, make it for yours. I think that's a great one to take away from. Moving forward to closing time, some words of wisdom. Let us talk on our way of universal ads and intelligence. Play it, Jack. What is the next big idea that could change your business? Is it a price change, adding subscriptions, maybe a new bundle, strategy, or an app? Discovering and testing those high growth opportunities is exactly why Intelligence exists. It's an AI powered testing platform, helps you find the changes worth making. If you're looking for your next big idea, they have you covered. Go to intelligence.io/audit. In just a few minutes, you're going to have 3 ideas that you can test today. Totally free, AI powered audit. Go talk with Intelligence. Get the next new big idea for your business. Many thanks for Intelligence being part of the show. If your growth is plateauing on search and social, it's time to rethink TV. Universal Ads makes it simple for D2C brands to run TV campaigns designed for performance without the usual mystery of getting involved with television. You get both premium streaming and linear inventory all in the same place, okay? You're reaching net new target audiences outside of the same crowded social feeds. We're all spending our dollars today. There's no hidden markups or fees. Campaign setup and management. It's just like search and social. You get running minutes. TV that's designed, that delivers for performance marketers. Go to universalads.com. Use code UA Cowboy. You're going to get $1,500 in matched ad credits. Many thanks for. Okay.
Wow.
I got some changes I want to make. We need to add like another second or so to each one of those just to let it kind of close out well. But producer Jack agrees. Closing time with words of wisdom here. Firstly, coming to us by way of Brian Bumgardner. He has this to say on stage at a recent mastermind.
Wild.
At Hudson's mastermind. He says Snapchat is on stage saying 41% of their, quote, darn near a billion users never open Instagram. And he says insane. I can't tell if he's saying it's insane that it's true or the statement is insane. But it's kind of crazy. What do you think? Is it that this is insane if true, or it's insane that it is true? Wow. I mean, which one are you siding with here?
I think it's insane that it's true, but I also understand it. Snapchat has a super young demographic, and I think that they don't really think as Instagram as quote unquote cool anymore. I think what is kind of shot into that lane for them is TikTok.
Yeah.
And so basically half of that generation isn't going to sign up for Instagram, aka you can't target them on Meta anymore. They're definitely not going to sign up for Facebook. I mean, let's be so honest here. I mean, this is pretty wild. Wild to think about how that younger demographic is moving forward.
Yeah, I think we need to like have this in our cognizance. Okay, not every generation acts the same, and not every generation is millennials who were IG native in 2016 and pre-2016, and Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they act a little different. And so if you want to reach them, you got to spend dollars elsewhere. I do find it insane as well. And I'd love to talk with the Snapchat team about this. The Art of Spending Money, a very thoughtful piece from Andrew Young over the weekend. He says here, he just finished reading Morgan Housel's new book, The Art of Spending Money, probably one of the most impactful books I've read in my life, he says. I think everyone should read it, but if you don't plan to, here are the main points. The main points are as summarized here. Money's highest purpose is control over your time. Number 2, spend to make yourself happy, not to impress others. Number 3, expectations matter more than income. Number 4, the best purchases remove problems from your life. Number 5, know what, quote, enough looks like. And number 6, social comparison has no finish line. I definitely agree with that one. Money's highest purpose is control of your time. I mean, I think that may be hyperbole, but I do think that it definitely gives you control over your time, which one ought to have. You know, time is the only thing that's really finite, that we all have a measured amount and we don't know how much we got. And if you can do with that time something meaningful and purposeful and something winsome that gives you great joy and brings joy to others, then wow, incredible that paperback greenbacks can get you there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this is huge advice for people that need to hear it. I think people get really caught up in material wealth, myself included, that the next thing is going to get you that really exciting dopamine that you've always wanted. But at the end of the day, it matters so much more. Are you excited about what you're working on? Are you excited about the people you're working on that with? And do you see yourself excited about all of this for your family? And I think those are really the keys here. Instead of, hey, what's up? Let me get a Ferrari.
Number 5, I think, is one I'd like to dwell on. Know what enough looks like. What does enough look like? Because there's always more to be had, you know, and there's always people in front of you.
Yeah. Enough is always double what you currently have, apparently, according to billionaires.
Really?
You just keep moving it. Like, you'll be like, yeah, once I get X amount of money, that'll be enough. And then you're like, double this would be really good. And then you just keep moving it. Most billionaires say this, where they're like, it's like this thing you do in your head.
Interesting. Last here in our words of wisdom, Honda has created perhaps a very timely ask.
Let's
go. Who knows how long Honda has waited in order to create this ad? Obviously, the Odyssey has debuted. I think it made like $200-something million over the weekend as it opened globally. And I think the Odyssey has been around for about 30 years. And they've been waiting all of this time for Christopher Nolan to make an incredible rendition and debut their movie poster of the Honda Odyssey. You know, sometimes it's just about timing. You just got to wait.
Let's go.
You just got to wait. And marketing team over at Honda has done it. Now is their time.
I'd love to see the actual lift that the Odyssey movie has affected Odyssey sales. I think there actually is affected lift, and I'd love to know what that number is when it all sprinkles out at the end of the day.
If there is a there, then I want to know about it. Moving forward to our moment of Zen, let us talk about Proxima AI, ladies and gentlemen. Your buyer data already knows what ad you need to make next. You just can't read it yet. Most brands and marketers brief from instinct. Okay, what's our best performing ad? Let's change a little bit. Proxima changes the input here. Read your conversions against real shoppers across 2,000 plus e-commerce brands. Shows you exactly who's buying, what else they respond to, and where your account has gaps. You just wire up Meta, wire up Shopify. Proxima begins to map every conversion back to a real buyer segment inside the commerce graph. And no longer are you briefing from a blank page. You get a feed of creative briefs. First 3 briefs are going to be free for you every single month. Go to proxima.ai, stop the slop. Moment of Zen here as we close out and rush to the airport to find our way to Toronto, Canada for the one and only .dev that is going down tomorrow. A little medicine from OW Root. Pastrami on Rye, a Coke and glass bottle out in northern Lake Michigan. This is medicine, he says, and I have to heartily agree. Final words from you, Colin Dougherty.
Absolutely perfect. This is medicine. Just switch that to a Diet Coke instead.
Yeah, or a Coke Zero. I'd probably rather have a Coke Zero. And why do I think that? Maybe just because it's been marketed to me so much. Many thanks to Will Critcher, CMO, partner at Key Sparkling Water. Many thanks to Samir Balwani, CEO of Query. Many thanks to Chase Mohseni, co-founder and CEO of CreativeOS, for joining us today. Many thanks to Slash, Rich Panel, Intelligence, Northbeam, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked, Aftercell, Sati, Proxima, Universal Ads, Tie, and Trend Track, and many more for making this show possible. Thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow from the floor of
Canada.
We stand on guard for live from the floor, Toronto,
Live from the
Canada.
floor. Canada.
Dev. We will see
you there.
you there live and in living color. Thanks for joining us. We will see you on the other side.